Let's see. Hey guys, am I live? Let's give it a few more minutes and see if I am live on YouTube. Hey guys that are seeing this live, let me know where you are tuning in from. Hey guys. Okay, so we are going to be talking about you made 50K, so now what? Right? So I've been talking to quite a few of you guys, and I'm really excited because a lot of you have had a pretty good tax season, right? A lot of you have made 50,000 plus so far for the year. So we are in April 2022. And a lot of you have been crushing it, right? So I want to talk about, what's the next step? What should you be focused on? What should you do after this, right? How do you manage, from here, right? So let's talk about it. So I see Natasha, I see Tina. Hey guys, California is in the house, Kansas City. What's up, guys? All right, so you guys know I am the PowerPoint queen. So we are going to have a little presentation for you guys. So here's what you need to know. And I know there's going to be quite a few people that are going to be in different levels of their business joining the call. So I'll try to touch on some of the other nuances, but I do have a lot of content on, if you're just starting off, if you're trying to get started. We just posted a video on a training call that I had with my TA6 members just yesterday about how to transition from your 9 to 5, right? So I know there's a lot of you that are in that position, but specifically today, I want to talk to the people that are like, yo, Krista, I already made $50,000 or plus, right? Some people have already cracked 100 grand during this year already. And it's only been, like I said, we are only in April. So if that's you, if you're in this middle level, I'm going to be primarily talking to you, and then we're going to touch base on the people that are well over 150 and the people that are just starting out. So one of the things that I've been noticing is that if you have earned $50,000 so far or more in your business, a lot of that money came from tax revenue, right? So let's just put that here, 50K to 100K plus came from your tax revenue. Now, we know that this is not enough money to live on. Why? Because let's look at the math, right? Let's actually break down the math together. If you made $50,000 from January to April, you have very specific expenses, right? And especially if this is all that you're doing. Most people that made 50 to 100K, most of them, this is all they do. They don't have a 9 to 5 job. They might be, doing some part-time or contract work, but they don't have typically a 9 to 5 job that they are utilizing to support them. They might have other sources of income, but they normally don't have a job, the folks that I've been talking to. So if we look at that revenue, we take $50,000 minus your expenses. Most people that I've talked to, just their personal expenses average about $5,000 a month. Type in chat how much, and if you're catching a replay, participate, right? How much do you need just to handle your personal expenses? Your personal expenses is your mortgage or your rent, your utilities, your cell phone, your cable, right? Right? Food, groceries, right? You eating out. Most people need about $5,000. Now, depending on what part of the world you're in, shout out to my people in California and New York, you might need closer to $8,000 to $10,000 per month. But let's just keep it really conservative. So let's just say $5,000 is your goal that of how much money you need to actually bring in to live comfortably, right? So if we times that by 4, which now we're in April, right? The 4th month, you have so far allocated about $20,000 just towards your basic living expenses, okay? So that means we have $30,000 to account for. Now, we just accounted for our personal expenses. We didn't even account for our business expenses yet. Right. So a lot of us had to invest in tax software, right? We had other miscellaneous software. So let me tell you guys, oh my God, I was just doing my first quarter analysis. I do my own CFO services, right, and my own bookkeeping for all of our companies. I do it every day, every week, every quarter. I run my trends analysis and I look at period over period how we are trending and where we need to make cuts or improvements at. And I realized in the first quarter, check this out, guys, in the first quarter of 2022, we were averaging about $10,000 a month in software expenses. Crazy. Let me tell you what software we're paying for. We have Calendly, right? I can't even type it all. I'm gonna just tell you guys. We got Calendly, right? We got Active Campaign. We got MailChimp. We got HubSpot. We got Help Scout. We got Microsoft, Adobe, Jira, Trello. I mean, listen. When we took all of our software, all of the software that we pay for, it averages about $10,000 per month to run my company. And don't think I wasn't looking at that software like, hold on, we're going to have to cut some stuff out. Some stuff got to go. But when I looked at it, there were only about 2 to 3 that we really could live without. The other software we actually needed, right? We needed it to run the day-to-day operations of our company. So here's what I'm learning, right? And this is what I've already known, but as your business grows, right? It reaches more people, you have more infrastructure, you have more employees. You will naturally start to have to add on additional software to help accommodate your growth, right? To help make your life easier, right? Because a lot of the things that we invest in is to help us with automation, right? Help us do things that we don't have to manually do, right? But don't think I didn't try to cut some stuff out, right? But at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff we needed. So you guys are in the exact same position where there's a lot of software that we have to utilize in our tax and accounting firm so that we can be better, so that we can provide more quality customer service and support. So let's list out your software. Type in chat. I want you guys to participate with me today. Type in chat just some software that you got to have right now in your business, right? We already know that tax software is first and foremost, right? Your tax software. Most software, I'm going to say, is going to average you about $1,200. Okay. Now, what else do we need? You might need some practice management, right? Especially, listen, if you're at the stage where you're already cracking in 50,000 plus during a season, you already made 100 grand, 200 grand already, and it's only April, you need some management of that, right? You cannot manage that just on Excel spreadsheet. Okay. Bless your heart if you can do that. But most people cannot. Most practice management software is going to cost you anywhere between $500 and $1,000 annually, right? What else do you need, right? You also need Calendly, right? Because we're booking calls with our clients. Now, most of us need the higher up version other than free. So I'm just going to say that's going to be about $15 to $20 a month, right? What else do we need? Most of us, especially if you're scaling already to 6 figures, you are adding in additional softwares to provide more higher value services, right? Type in chat. What higher value software have you invested in, right? So most people are investing in, for example, tax resolution software. Most people are investing in tax planning software, right? These softwares, they are not cheap. Okay. They're going to average you. Maybe tax resolution software might start off at $2,000 annually. Tax planning software, depending on if you go with the top tier one, that can be $12,000 annually. So that's $1,000 per month, right? You start breaking down everything that you actually need in your business to make it better, to automate it. And this adds up, right? So I'm going to estimate that for the majority of you probably have maybe about $1,500 to $2,000 just in software that you're spending per month that you might not realize it, right? You might not realize it. So when we look at that, we times that by 4 right there. That's another $8,000 gone off of that $30,000 revenue. So 30,000 minus 8,000. So we're at $22,000 is now what we are left with. Okay. $22,000. Now, check this next one out. People. People is one of the biggest expenses. I'm going to even call it an investment, right? Let's actually change expense to investment, right? Whenever we're thinking about paying out money, we always want to look at, well, what's the ROI on this dollar that I'm going to pay out? So anything that you invest in, whether it's a person, whether it's software, whether it's some sort of business strategy, right? You want to know, well, what's the ROI I'm going to get on this? How am I going to make my money back at the end of the day? Not even make your money back. How am I going to get a return on my money? So if I put in $1 in this software, or into Krista, her coaching, right? Or into this tax resolution, tax planning, how am I going to earn multiple dollars back in return, right? You put in $1, you should get back $2, $3, $4, $5, $10 back. So when we think about what is your next biggest expense, and I would actually say this is going to be your first biggest expense for most companies across the board, is the people they hire, right? Is your people. This is going to be one of the biggest expenses that you invest in, right? And rightfully so, right? You need talent. You need people to help you go faster. So for example, I'd rather you hire an EA who can prepare 300 returns by themselves, right? And you know it's at a high quality, and you share in on those profits, right? Maybe you pay them, I don't know, $75 a return, and you're charging on average $500. This is just some basic numbers. I'm just giving you guys an example on the ROI of people, okay? So this person, you're hiring an EA, now they can do 300 returns. You're giving them a small percentage of your tax preparation fee. Now, what's the opportunity cost, right? Let's just say most people, what they try to do, they say, Krista, I can do 300 returns by myself. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But should you? Should you do 300 returns by yourself? Should you be doing all of the bookkeeping clients by yourself? Should you, right? Now, when we think about what is the opportunity cost of you doing 300 returns by yourself, or even if we hire an accountant, right? And this person can comfortably take on 20 bookkeeping clients. We pay them $100 per client. We're collecting $500. Just an example, guys, right? Should you be the person doing the bookkeeping? Why? So let's look at the opportunity costs. The opportunity costs, you're going to be so ingrained into doing the work, right? You're going to be doing all the taxes, doing all the bookkeeping, reconciling everything, checking the source documents, right? Think about the time that is going to take from other high value activities. You could be going over strategy for the business. You could be doing marketing to get more clients, right? Excuse my typos, guys. I'm typing fast. To get more clients, right? You could actually be having strategy sessions, right? Talking to potential clients, right? That's what you could be doing. Now, when we look at what does these activities pay us, this could be an extra 100K right here. This could be an extra 100K right here. This could be an extra 100K right here. So because you're trying to do all the work yourself, you just lost on $300,000 so that you can make 50, so that you can keep 10,000. You know what I'm saying? So don't try to do all of the work yourself. We want to invest in people, right? So that we can take our talents, we can take our strategy and go and get more clients, right? And now we can hire more people, and now we can make more money. So we want to invest in talent. We want to invest in talent. So if you've hired people, guess what? You probably have a virtual assistant, right? Especially if you've been working with me. You know, we get a VA immediately, okay, right? We get a VA immediately, right? And why is that? Because we want to create a wow customer experience, right? We want to create a wow customer experience. What does that mean? What that means, are you answering your emails within an appropriate amount of time, right? Your emails should be answered within 24 hours. I want you to pull up your email right now, and I want you to tell me, how long is it taking you to answer your emails? How long is it taking you to follow up with the client when they send a message to ask you a question? How long is it taking you to follow up with the client that hasn't submitted over all of their required documents? How long is it taking you to complete a tax return? Some of you guys still got tax returns in the pipeline from January. Type in chat if that's you, and that's okay. This is a no judgment zone. But a lot of you still have tax returns in the pipeline from January, from February, from March, right? Why is that? Why? Because you don't have people, you're not leveraging talent to help you facilitate that process, right? So we want to invest in a virtual assistant so that we can create a wow customer experience. This person should be answering emails within 24 hours. This person should be following up with any pending client documents that you need so that you can do your job. This person should be helping facilitate the offboarding process for your clients at a high level, right? So when you have a VA, this person is only going to be anywhere between $8 and $15 an hour. They don't need to work 40 hours, right? Even if you guys had this person on for 2 to 3 hours per day, that's going to be game changer for you. That's going to be game changer for you, right? Just 2 to 3 hours. So you're talking about $24 to $45 a day. A lot of you guys spend that money on Starbucks per day. You spend that money on Starbucks. Let's be real. Or am I just talking to myself? Am I just talking to myself, or y'all my people? Come on. $24 to $45 a day for somebody to help you facilitate a wow customer experience for you and your clients. Now let's get back to our math. This person, let's just say over a season, probably working 3 hours a day. Okay. Times 5, times 4, times 4. So that's about $3,600. Okay. This is just one person, $3,600. Now I can keep going down this list to actually map out how much money you probably have or made since April. But let's just say you have about $18,000 right now, 18.4. This is not enough for you to sustain and live off on the rest of the year. It's not. Can we agree? You can try. You can really try hard. It's going to take a lot of sacrifices, but a lot of you guys, you want to live in a way that you can take vacation with your family, right? You can afford to do certain activities with your children, with your spouse, right? This is not enough for you to do that and comfortably take care of all of your living and business expenses. We didn't even talk about if you have an office, even if you pay for a virtual office, right? I'm paying close to $200 a month just for a virtual address, right? I think it's like $160 per month, right? Over a year's time, that's almost $2,000 that I'm paying for a virtual office, which I need. I absolutely need a virtual office. So this is not enough. We can agree. So now let's talk about what we need to focus on. If you hit 50,000 plus, you've already bringing in 100,000 plus in your business. How do we get to that next level, right? We all want to know, how do I get to the next level? Anybody thought about that? If you already hit 50 to 100, this is a main question. So first we have to look at, well, what is the next level for you? Right? What is the next level? I would say $250,000 is going to be a great first stop. From there, let's strive for $500,000. From there, let's hit 750,000. And then from there, let's get to our first million. Now, if we look at this year by year, realistically, you can get to $1 million within the next 4 years. With consistency. Can some people get there faster? Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. And depends on what type of services you are actually leveraging, right? And the price point that you are showcasing and the value that you are delivering to the market. Yes, you can get there a lot faster. But let's first crack in your first 250K or your first 500K if you're already at 200. Now we just need to know, well, how do we get there? Okay. So I want to show you my cash conversion cycle. But before we talk about our cash conversion cycle, let's actually look at some leads, the type of leads. So first we have cold leads, we got warm leads, and we got hot leads. Okay. Now our cold leads, this is people that don't know you or your value. They have never heard of you, right? They don't even know you exist right now, right? But you want to get in front of them, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about exposing our services, our products, right, to people that need and want them. So once we do that, once we expose them to our products, our services, or to some sort of value, now we got them in as a warm lead, right? This is a really great start on how you want to start your conversion strategy, right? Your warm leads. Now, warm lead is you have their name and their email, right? You have their name and their email. When you have someone's name and email, you now can do what we call remarketing. Anybody heard of that term? Let's write that down on here. Remarketing. So let's insert a text box and let's say remarketing. Now, this is powerful because we want to continue to remarket to people that have already expressed interest in taxes and bookkeeping and accounting and tax planning and tax resolution. We want to remarket to them. Why? Because statistics say that it takes on average 7 to 10 touches before somebody converts as a paid client. Right? So type in chat really quick. I always like to do this quick scientific experiment. How long have you been following me before you ever made a purchase? First question. Second question, if you haven't purchased from me yet, if you have not become a client of any of my courses, software, coaching, type in chat, how long have you been following me right now? If you have not been a client. Also type in chat, how long were you following me before you made a purchase? So let's actually see what you guys are going to type in the chat. Let's actually see what you guys are going to type in the chat. And I'm always fascinated because people, they always tell me, well, Krista, I've been following you for a year before I joined your program. Krista, I was following you for 2 years. Krista, I remember when you first did your video back in 2018, right? I've been following you since day one and I'm just now becoming a client, right? And I always ask them, I said, okay, you've been following me for that long. That means I've been consistently nurturing you over 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I've been nurturing you with video. I've been nurturing you with email. I've been nurturing you with posting on Instagram and Facebook. I've been touching you, right? And when we talk about a touch, we mean that I exposed you to some value online over the course of the time that you've been following me. So you guys are typing in the chat. So J5 says since 2018. The Vivid Styling says 5 to 7 months. Asia says 3 months. She said towards the end of 2021, purchased early 2022. Okay, so it took her about 5 to 7 months, right? Now, you guys see that? It's taking you guys to make a purchase. It's taking you 5, or let's just say 6 to 12 months before you feel comfortable to buy from somebody. It's taking you 6 to 12 months before you feel confident enough to invest your hard-earned money into someone. So I am perplexed when people come to me and they say, Krista, I've been doing my marketing for a month and I'm not at 100K yet. Or I'm not at 250K yet. Or Krista, I've been doing this for 60 days and I still don't have any clients, right? And I want to tell you guys, it's all about the marketing touches. Are you remarketing to your warm leads? So here's another thing that happens. People say, well, Krista, I have leads and I don't have any clients yet. Okay, how many times have you remarketed to your clients? How many email campaigns have you sent out? Well, I ain't sent out no email campaigns, okay? How many times have you went live on social media or YouTube since you started collecting leads? I don't do video yet, okay? How many times have you personally reached out to your leads to offer them a chance, an opportunity to work with you? Well, I haven't started doing the outreach, the hunting strategy yet. Okay. So you got leads, right? Which is good. But you have not started remarketing. Again, people need 7 to 10 touches before they feel comfortable and confident to pay you money. Keep in mind, guys, we are targeting people on social media. You just came out of nowhere, okay? You came out of nowhere. They're like, oh, wow, this person is great. They're talking, a good talk about taxes and bookkeeping. Oh, they seem interesting. Or, oh, man, this person reached out to me. They're talking a good game about taxes and bookkeeping. I'll keep them on my radar, right? So what has to happen is you have to have a great remarketing strategy where you are systematically converting these warm leads into hot leads, right? Our hot leads is they are booking strategy sessions with us. This is what you want to do every single day. You want to have conversations with people every single day. I can show you my calendar right now. I would show you if it didn't reveal sensitive client information, but I am talking to people all day long, right? I am having what we call strategy sessions all day long. What's a strategy session? Let's break that down, because this is really important for you to do. A strategy session is when you have a Zoom or regular call with a potential client to see if it's a good fit to work together. That's it. I've been doing my strategy sessions on Zoom lately, and I can't wait to teach this into my TA6 because I haven't really specifically taught Zoom strategy sessions, right? And I can't wait to give you guys like the feedback and the analytics on how we've been doing that. Before, I just will always have my strategy sessions on my phone. Either or are fine, just so you know. At the end of the day, we just want to talk to people, okay? But let me tell you, this is the beginning. This is the jump off, is what I'm going to call it, okay? For you to convert high paying clients. It is very hard to do live video, to do outreach, to do social media, and think that you're going to convert a $24,000 per year client, right? What's a $24,000? That's $2K a month. It's even hard to think that you're going to do that at $500 per month. That's a $6,000 annual client, just on them making a purchase because they've seen your posts and your content. Does it happen? Absolutely. But you have to build a whole lot of trust and goodwill over a long period of time before you will have people just pay you $6,000 or subscribe to your services for $500 per month if they don't see that you already have that built up influence, right? So while you're going to get there, the easiest and most perfect and most simplest way that you can start to onboard these types of clients is to invite them to a call. That's all we want to do. We want to invite them to a call, right? So you guys might have seen some of my strategy session remarketing where I call it a next step call, right? A next step call is we're going to hop in, we're going to see where you're at in your business and figure out what exactly you need to do to get to the next level. Okay, a next step call. I'll actually put in chat a link to that next step call so you guys can actually talk to me and we can strategize on the next level for you, right? But I call it a next step call. I sometimes call it a coffee chat, right? I sometimes call it what we just called it, a strategy session, right? The key here is we want to see what are the synergies? Is there a good fit for us to work together? Now, what a lot of people do on these calls, I'm going to put do not do. They start coaching on these calls. They start training on these calls. They start giving how-tos on these calls, right? So this is where a prospect might be like, okay, well, I'm currently a Schedule C, but I really feel like I need to be an S Corp. What do you think? And you feel, because you're on the phone with this prospect, that you have to flex your knowledge and your expertise. So you're going to give them all the goods on the phone right now. Don't do that, right? The reason why we don't want to coach and train, especially when it comes to taxes and bookkeeping, is you don't really know their true situation, right? A doctor wouldn't, diagnose you over the phone just because you say that you have a sore throat. Well, we don't know where the sore throat came from, right? It could be a multitude of underlying issues that can cause a sore throat. So we have to dig deeper, and we have to ask more thoughtful questions. We have to do assessments, right? So just like a doctor wouldn't just diagnose someone just off of them iterating a symptom, the same thing for you. You can't diagnose someone and start telling them, well, this is how you become an S Corp. And yeah, I believe that you should do that. And yeah, that's going to be a best strategy for you. No, this is not what these calls are for. These calls, they're to see if it's going to be a good fit for you guys to work together, right? This is for you to ascertain all of the facts of their situation. How much revenue do they have, what they're going through, how do they make decisions, their goals, right? That's what this call is for. It's a strategy session. It's a coffee chat. It's a next step call to really figure out, okay, well, what are the problems and pains that I could potentially help you solve? Okay. Now, this is the process that you want to take your people through, right? And so here's what I put up earlier. I came across an article. It says, recurring revenue, the key to higher valuation multiples. This is by Matt Lauber. A year ago, he posted this, but trust me, it is still relevant. Okay. Now, here's what he said. And this is things that is tried and true, guys. I can give you multiple examples on why you want to focus on reoccurring revenue in your business, right? So let's read some of the things that Matt had researched and put together for us in this article. He says predictability, right? A monthly subscription-based model helps the company establish a base to grow upon at the beginning of each period. Financial forecasts are much more accurate, and you have a consistent recurring revenue stream. So you're going to have predictability in your revenue. So here's the next step that you need to focus on. If you have already made 50 to 100,000 plus during tax season, what should you focus on? You should focus on bringing in monthly recurring revenue. Okay. Now let's look at the second thing that Matt said. He says scalability. A subscription model provides deep insights to understand its cash flows and take minimal risk while investing in business growth. These benefits further help the company to scale up easily. How many of you guys want to scale up, right? To scale up easily. So what this means is, because we have a predictable cash flow, we can now make scalable business decisions because our cash flow is not erratic. How many of you guys have experienced erratic cash flow, right? Erratic cash flow is when, 1 month you made $2,000 and the next month you made $5,000. The next month you barely made any money, but then the next month you had a really good month, right? This is the unpredictability in cash flow when your cash looks like this, right? This is the worst way to have your revenue come in. Why? Because you're always walking on eggshells, right? It's like you never know where your next client is going to come from. And that is the worst feeling to have. So what we want to do, we want to focus on that monthly recurring revenue so that this is what your cash is going to look like, right? It's going to look like this every single month. There's predictability. Yes, there might be some drop off in clients, but you're going to pick up some more, right? But the cash is consistent. This is going to allow you to take a breath, to breathe. It's going to make your business enjoyable, right? A lot of us are running businesses that are frantic, right? They are erratic, and it's causing you undue stress. undue heartbreak and pain because you don't have this predictability in your business. So no matter if you're at $50,000 or $250,000 so far, this is always going to be our North Star. Our North Star is, what are we always going to look towards? What is always going to be our focus? And it's going to be monthly recurring revenue. Now, what's monthly recurring revenue in the tax and accounting industry, right? Type in chat. When we hear Matt talk about a subscription-based model, that just means somebody is paying you a particular amount of money every single month, right? It's a subscription. They subscribe to your services. So what are some services that people can subscribe to in your business, right? What are those services? Go ahead, type in chat what they are. Bookkeeping. Yes. Bookkeeping is a subscription-based service offering, right? So let's put that on there. Bookkeeping. This is going to be one of the primary subscription services that you're going to offer in your tax and accounting business. Why? Because it's compliance services. All businesses need bookkeeping, period, right? So bookkeeping is going to be your first subscription-based model. What's the next one? Type in chat. What's the next one? So let's see. CFO services. Absolutely. CFO services. This is a monthly subscription service. Tax planning. Absolutely. This is and can be a monthly subscription services. Now, let's be clear. Could these also be one-off services or semi-annual services or quarterly services? Yes. Yes, they can. But we want to strive to get it on a monthly subscription base. Why? Because we want predictability in our revenue. We want scalability in our business, right? Here's a third benefit Matt listed. He said expense management. The predictability of revenue allows the company to manage its expenses more efficiently. Business owners can reduce their expenses by anticipating predictable ebbs in revenue, right? So how many of us are afraid to make a business decision when it comes to investing in, maybe some marketing strategy, or investing in the coach or mentorship program, or investing in hiring support staff, roles, resources, right? Investing in software applications. We aren't making those decisions because we don't know when we're going to make that money back, right? We don't know. We like, I hope I make it back, but there's no predictability on when you will make it back. So you putting in a subscription-based model into your business you're going to know every single month we make $15,000 a month consistently, because we have several clients who are subscribed to monthly services. So we know that we can make a business decision this month or next month, and we're going to be okay. And even if we have 10, 15, 20% of our clients fall off or churn, we're still going to be okay, right? Because we have a process. So this is what you want in your business. This is what you should be focusing on. So let's look at what else Matt has to say. It says flexibility. Recurring revenue-based models offer flexibility to both the company and its customers. When a customer needs change, the company can simply increase or decrease the subscription without rewriting a contract. Now, for us, we definitely want to rewrite our contracts, right? Our business is a little bit more regulated, and you shouldn't just adjust people's service offerings without getting a formal agreement in writing. But what Matt is trying to say is that, okay, if this person has bookkeeping as a subscription, and now their business is growing, and you see an identity or you spot an opportunity to provide CFO services, you can. Now we can add in additional service offerings to these clients to increase their value, right? This is visibility and durability, right? So you got insights to accurate forecasts, and it's going to help you plan and decide on crucial business decisions in advance, right? So there's so many benefits that Matt has listed. One of the most important benefits that Matt listed on here was the value of your company, right? A lot of us are not thinking about what is our company valued at? What's our business valuation? Your tax and bookkeeping business is an asset. And when you focus on reoccurring revenue, when you focus on constantly increasing your reoccurring revenue, you are making your business more valuable. Did you know that? You're making your business more valuable. Now, if you want to sell your business, you can, right? You build your business up to $20,000 a month in services, somebody will buy that, right? Especially if you have an infrastructure to support that growth, right? To support your business operations. Somebody will buy that. It's an asset that you can sell, right? If you are making $20,000 plus per month, you can take a vacation, most importantly, right? Because you will have an infrastructure to support that. You're going to have people, staff, software to support that, right? The other thing is you can easily pass it on to your family, right? Your kids, you know, your family, they can participate in this business. If something were to happen to you, they have an asset, one, that they can sell if they wanted to, if you stipulated that in your will, or two, you can just pass it on to your children or to your family, right? So investing in getting monthly recurring clients is going to not only help you have predictability in your cash flow, it's going to create a wow customer experience, provide high value services every single month that they need, but also you're building up an asset. You're building up an asset in your business. So here's what you need to be focused on. We need to be focused on remarketing to our ideal clients, to the people that have already expressed interest in our services, right? We need to be pushing them to a strategy session, right? So that you can see if it's a good fit for you guys to work together or not, or to, you know, give them some resources. And you want to have your cash conversion cycle always operating. What I find people doing, again, when we go back to that opportunity cost, a lot of people are trying to do everything themselves, and you don't understand how much money that's actually costing you in the long run, because you won't hire, because you won't outsource, because you won't get support and help, because you won't make investments in your business. You're actually losing money. You might think you're keeping money, but how much money, you got to think about how much money are you actually losing by not making that investment, right? Whether it's people, training, support, how much money are you losing by not making that investment? All right. So what questions do you guys have in chat? Let's go ahead and answer some questions live while we are here and see where you guys are at. Also, I'm going to put in chat, like I said, if you want to have a strategy session with us and, you know, see where you're at, see what additional support that you need. We call it our next step strategy session, where we're actually just going to go over your entire business model together, right? It's just going to be you and us on the phone, you and I on the phone, you know, strategizing on what you need to do to actually get your business to the next level. So I'm going to make sure I put that in chat. I'm going to put that in chat, or put that in the description, so that you can book a call with us, no matter where you're at in business, right? If you're just starting, or if you're trying to get to 250, if you're trying to get to $500,000, you're trying to get to $1 million, right? All right. So you guys have said, wow, that was great info. Thank you. The Vivid says, you don't like marketing. It's something about showing my face. I feel you. Listen, you know, we gotta work through that. Okay, we gotta work through that, because I'm telling you, we got goals, right? We got hashtag goals. So we gotta work through the fear. I'm telling you. Okay, so yeah, you guys said payroll. Awesome. Yep, that's definitely a monthly service offering. Awesome. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I don't see any questions in chat right now. But yeah, if you have been on the fence of working with me, I would love to dive deeper with you. Like I said, book a call with us. If you already know that you want to work together, if you're new and you're just under, I would say, but if you want to get to 5 to 10K per month, the tax and accounting 6-figure accelerator program is going to be best for you. So definitely check this one out. This is my year-long mentorship program with weekly training, and we go over all the marketing strategies. If you are over $50,000, or you just had, 50, 60, 70 plus $1,000 in revenue this tax season, and you need more support and strategy, accountability coaching is going to be best for you. This is where we meet every single week in a small cohort of 2 to 3 people together. And we actually strategize and mastermind and hold you accountable to your goals. You get a Trello board, and this is where I give you specific action items, right? So everything that we went over, this is what I go over in my accountability coaching. And we actually talk about, okay, what are you going to do to remarket? We give you a schedule to remarket, right? So you can join accountability coaching. You can cancel this anytime, right? So it's a monthly payment of $500 per month, and you can cancel anytime, get what you need, stay for as long as you need, and then go on and be prosperous, right? The last thing, this is for people that are over $150,000 in revenue. This is a tax and accounting 7-figure accelerator. So this is if you want to also create a course, create a program, right? We dive deep on how you can create a program or a course that can make you an additional 6 figures, and how you can actually grow your tax and accounting firm at the exact same time, right? So this is definitely one of the highest ways that we can work together and really help you get to that $500,000 upwards to $1 million. Everyone that joined this program, they want to be a millionaire. They will become a millionaire. I'm confident, but a lot of them are already at $200,000, $250,000, $300,000 plus. Okay. And then if you're like, Chris, I still don't know where I should be at, then go ahead, book a call. Let's book a call and let's see where exactly you need support at and how we can help you grow. All right, guys. Well, I'm excited for you. Thanks for hopping in. And I will talk to you next time. Bye, guys. Have a great